In the mens rea hierarchy, direct intention comes top. And it's the mens rea for some of the most serious offences, but it's also the mens rea for some more minor offences like battery and assault. But to prove direct intention, the prosecution needs to show that this was the aim of the defendant, that they did something on purpose. And to prove this, the prosecution will often use evidence such as CCTV or messages that might have been sent from the defendant to the victim, forensic evidence of some kind, DNA, fingerprints. All of these could potentially point in the direction that this person directly intended to cause the injury or the harm to the victim. Now, we have to be careful not to confuse direct intention with motive. They are different things. Motive is defined as an individual's potential underlying reasons for committing a crime. And many of us have motives and reasons why we might wish to commit a crime, but we never go on and do it, and neither do we intend to do it. Look at this couple here. He spends all the family's money on other women. He neglects the kids. He gambles. He insults her. He drinks too much. And he's sometimes threatening towards her. Now, these are all potentially underlying reasons for killing him. And it turns out she did kill him. But they are not evidence of direct intention. They are simply motives for committing the crime. Now, if we wanted to look at direct intention and the evidence to prove that she did murder him, we could look at things like she bought a knife. He was stabbed in the heart. Her fingerprints are on the knife. She sent an email to a friend saying she was going to kill him. She Googled how to dispose of a body on her PC. Potentially all these things together show a direct intention, an aim, or a purpose to carry out a crime. The previous slide showed motives only. Indirect intention is a type of mens rea that's been developed and adapted by the courts for those situations where serious bodily harm or a death has occurred, and we'd like potentially to charge the defendant with murder, but it turns out that they didn't have the direct intention to kill or to cause GBH, even though that has happened. Let's give you a little example here. Let's say I'm the landlord of this building, and I'm fully aware that that some people are squatting in the building, but I'm in a bit of a financial strait, and so I decide that in order to claim the insurance on the building, I set fire to it. And the fire not only destroys the building, but also kills a number of the squatters who are unable to escape. Now, if I was charged with murder of those people who were squatting in the building, I would claim, of course, that that wasn't my intention. I didn't intend to kill these people or to cause them any damage. My intention was to make an insurance claim and get the money on my building. In situations like this, the courts have used case law in order to come up with a concept called indirect intention. And the most recent case is the Woolin case. Now, in the Woolin case, Mr. Woolin was a young man who was looking after his baby, and at some point he became frustrated with the baby choking on the food that he was trying to feed it, and he threw the baby across the room towards the pram. Unfortunately, he missed the pram, and the baby hit the wall, and subsequently died of its injuries. Now, when Mr. Woolin was charged with murder, he said, I can't be found guilty of murder, as my intention was not to kill or cause serious harm to my child. My intention was simply to put the child back in the cot. So the court came up from this case with a test for indirect intention. And the test goes like this. We ask if in that situation whether death or serious injury was a virtual certainty. and I think most of us agree that throwing a baby across a room, death or serious injury, is a virtual certainty. And then the second part of the question is, did the defendant know this was a virtual certainty? So there must be an awareness on the part of the defendant. If the jury can answer yes to both of these questions, then potentially we say that the defendant has indirect intention. And this can be evidence potentially that they did directly intend to kill or cause serious harm. It's as if they had direct intention. So it's a way of making sure that defendants who tried to say, I had another intention, can still be found guilty of a more serious crime like murder. So if you go back to the building with the fraudulent claim for insurance, having people in the building and setting fire to it, death or serious injury was a virtual certainty. And the defendant must have been aware that this was a virtual certainty.